Recording is on. So
Let's
don't do
go.
anything too crazy, guys. All right.
We're wild, man. We're
Yeah.
absolutely nuts.
I'm gonna pick up Bert's dog.
Good luck.
You're not gonna let me?
Do he does not want to be picked up right now? He's flipping out. Yo, turtle. Turtle, get up here. Hey, what's up?
Oh, who's a
Nice.
dog?
Yo,
Oh
what
my
up?
God, it's a mass Mastiff.
It's a mastiff.
Ah!
Mastiff? Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Want to try to play with him here? Sit.
He's all amped up.
All right. Shall we rock
Yep.
and roll?
Bert, let's pipe it up.
This is the week 4 Scarlet Division power rankings. Yeah. So
Ah.
I think shit. I think I fucked up the pictures this week. Very sorry about that. I don't think anybody's team is right. So my bad. I equally fucked up everybody's, so it's fine. But I did get the order in the rankings right, so which is really the only thing that really matters. So I think every team has a win now except Mad in our division.
I believe so, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, obviously,
Scarlet's OP.
yeah, hasn't played Violet Division yet, so he hasn't got his free win. So can't hold it against him. But
Wait, Bert, can you see me on stream or not?
can't really. No,
That's okay.
you can kind of see your feet.
I don't want to be seen.
Who did he play this week?
He
He
played
played
me and Gola.
Oh yeah, that's why I was confused. Yeah, the back to back. Pretty sure he brought the exact same team against both of you guys.
I think that's
did.
correct.
He did.
Didn't work very well against either of you guys, if I remember correctly.
That is also correct.
Team.
Yeah,
I mean, he had some interesting sets in my game. Like he had Dragon Dance, Hydreigon for my Tinkaton, which I ran especially defensive, and it did OHKO me with Earthquake after one Dragon Dance. So that was nice. But then like I I realized that like he didn't really have any moves to like hit my Donphan, and I could just like he also had a Yachi Berry for Ice Shard Revenge Kill on my Chien-Pao, which was cool. Um, but I think he could have kind of run Bert that set that you destroyed me with a while ago, back in like season 4 or whatever.
yeah.
The mixed
one, yeah.
the mixed Dragon Dance Hydreigon, because like he like was also running like Head Smash and Earthquake and stuff, and it just he couldn't really hit my Donphan. I also think that the Calm Mind Screamtail was a mistake. Because like it had no moves to hit my Talonflame. And I could just taunt it and get out and then revenge kill it pretty easily.
Yeah. He knew, I mean, I would imagine he knew you were going to bring Talonflame because of Cinderace, right?
Well, I guess yeah, I had Slowbro or Talonflame as potential answers, but then I originally had Slowbro on my first version of my team, but then I took it out because I feel like he just had too many dark types and stuff to because he added Brute Bonnet and he had Hydreigon, so they could just kind of switch in for free and then set up or
Yeah. Yeah.
Teleport.
I think the case with go ahead, Bert.
I was just saying no teleport makes
Yeah.
Slowbro harder to bring against teams with things
The
that
dark types.
Yeah. I feel like against Mad's team, it was pretty easy to get like a defensive win. You know, like the win con defensively was just like have something that can eat a hit from Scarf. What the fuck's the name of the ground magneton thing?
Sandy Shocks.
Sandy Shocks. Have
Yeah.
something that can eat a hit from Sandy Shocks, and then have something that can eat a hit from Hydreigon or Cinderace, and the game was like I think my game was more or less won by two Pokemon. It was like Slowking and Crocodile. He didn't have anything that could kill either of them, I don't think. So the only threat on his team against me was actually that Calm Mind Screamtail, because I just don't run Taunt for whatever reason. And in that first game we played, if I didn't kill it with the Earthquake on Roaring Moon, then I might have lost the game. Like I couldn't break it. Or if he didn't even Terra Steel, if he didn't Terra Steel, he would have won the game, I think. But by Terra Steel, the Earthquake was super effective. But yeah, other than that, that's also just another thing I'm learning or learning this year is I'm learning a lot of games are won by defensive win cons, not offensive win cons. Like Akasha's game with Garganacci, like that was a
Yeah.
defensive win con.
Ben doesn't agree, but
He
Ben's
doesn't agree.
all offense all the time.
Yeah. Ben's all offense all the time, of course. But even I mean, like half of Ben's sweepers are defensive sweepers. Like his tread set was kind of like a defensive sweeping set. So yeah, I don't know what to say. Ben, I know it's Akash coming in.
Yeah, I guess we kind of talked about like our matches more than we did for, I guess, Mad's point of view or Mad's team. I think, I mean, obviously, like he was under time constraint of team building this week because he was in London and everything. So, you know, building a team to fight two people at once is definitely a tall task. But yeah, I think he could have team built a little bit better. Like, I don't think Arcanine Hisui came at all. That thing's like really good. Like,
Doesn't
it's
have Arcanine Hisui.
It's Sandy Shocks
okay.
now. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, okay, that's my bad. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a ton more to say here. I don't know.
The one thing I wanted to say on Mad's team is one of the coolest things this season about Cinderace is core change, and I don't think he's run it once. If you're going to run it in any game, you run it against a Glamora who is running full hazard stack. I think you can. It should be a threat, and it wasn't a threat. So I would love to see that more the rest of the season.
Yeah, good point.
Yep. All right. Number 8 picked up a win this week. Got the free win versus Violet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Ian played pretty well against Mike. I think the stall Quagsire set with Protect did a lot of work against like breaking down Mike's defensive walls like Umbreon and stuff like that. And then like I think that Quagsire set just put in a ton of work for him. Like really won him the game, to be honest. Like he just was able to toxic everything and then stall out turns while they slowly bled to death.
Yeah.
That was a genius Quag set. It didn't even have recover, and that thing felt unkillable. The only reason it died was because of a synchronize on the Umbreon when it got toxic. If he didn't toxic his own Quagsire, he would have that thing would have stayed alive forever. I thought he played well. It was the first time we saw expanding force come out. I think whenever that move is clicked, I just get hype. I don't know if you guys saw the president's playing Pokemon meme on TikTok. Yeah, it's like where Trump is playing 2v2. He goes, yo, watch this tech. Hold this L, rip bozo. Hold this expanding force or something.
Oh, was that all your team names?
Yeah.
Pokemon names from? Okay, that makes sense.
It's so great. I return to that video maybe like once a week, and I can't stop laughing. It's so good.
What is it?
It's the Joe Biden,
those
Donald Trump,
those videos
Pokemon.
are so good.
Yeah, the AI voice change thing. It's really funny.
It's really good.
Also thought Ian Sneasler was very good this week. The unburdened Sneasler has been doing pretty well in running Swords Dance. It's just it just got like at least 2 kills every time it came in, basically.
Yeah. Sweepers with unburden are very, very scary. I mean, Matt's playoffs this year with Holucha, and Sneasler's just much better than Holucha. So
Goal is still rattled from Holucha.
Yeah, pretty much.
Scary mon.
Also, but no, I also like Ian's team. Like Sneasler Golden Go combo is very, very good. I think those two mons are both incredible. And yeah, I mean, Armarouge hits like a truck. I don't know. I like this team. I think the Terra Captain could be a little bit better, but for the points that Avalugg is worth, like you're just not going to do much better than a super defensive flying mon.
Yeah.
So, I play this team. Oh, go ahead, Bart. Sorry.
I was just going to say that watching Pachirisu hit Quagsire with Trailblaze and do 16 was very funny.
I wonder if Mike ran that calc.
Yeah, because
or if you just saw grass move in Quagsire.
Yes, I think that's what he did. He's like, oh, I'll send in Pachirisu against this thing. The other thing I've noticed this season is these kind of like bulky walls that don't do a ton of damage back to you, but die through things like toxic and status and other things are way better this season because I think maybe a third of the mons get toxic anymore.
Yeah,
The stuff
there's,
like
like, barely
Forges
any.
and Quag are great, like
Yeah.
way better. So I'm thinking about that moving forward.
I was gonna say I'm playing this team this week, and I've liked this team over the whole season. I think I had him a 7 last week before he won. And I think Quag just walled my whole team. And also I'm like fully prepared to just completely lose to Ender, Weakness Policy, Armor Rouge. I guarantee it now. I'm gonna lose to that.
Love it.
Was Salicberry and Dur?
Oh,
No,
dude,
you
I
can't
love
do Endure.
Well, like, yeah, Armor Rouge gets weak armor, so if you hit
Yeah.
it, speed gets ×2.
Oh, true. Yeah.
And then in psychic terrain, you can't revenge it, so I just die.
Yeah.
I love how Ben's mind immediately goes to the wackest sweeping set he can possibly fathom.
I love Endure Weakness Policy. It's so funny.
Does Endure have priority, or do you still have to be faster than?
No, it has priority. It's like
Yeah.
it's like protect, but you just can't die.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But yeah, good to see Ian pick up a win. Mad, you're next. I want to see the entire Scarlet division. I don't want anybody to be winless. All right.
Yeah.
Number 7. I think this is where it started getting a bit more interesting. You guys both had Kevin down here at 7. Has been a rough couple weeks for him, so understandable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So week 3, did he lose to Ben? Was that the loss?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, that one, like, no real shame in that. No one's beaten Ben, and the matches haven't even really been particularly close. But I think it was a pretty poor effort this week. Not bringing like the one grass move or the grass mon you have to kill or to help kill Garganackle, because I mean, it just seemed like you had literally nothing for that thing. So
Well, he had a Tusk, but he let Tusk die, unfortunately.
yeah, but once Garganackle gets like Iron Defenses set up, like Tusk isn't killing it either.
That's
He
true.
had Haze on Toxapex, I think, but
Yeah,
He did, yeah.
but I mean, Toxapex can't do anything back to it. It can still just kind of keep setting up.
I was saying he needed like Covert Cloak patterning or something.
You need something with Covert.
Yeah, something with Covert Cloak, because nothing on his team could switch into Salt Cure. Like everything hated Salt Cure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, like once King Gambit and Tusk were either chipped or dead, like he actually just could not kill Garganackle. And
Yeah.
I do think Akash played really well. So
Oh yeah, no.
Uh,
I you need to take anything away from that.
I'm scared of the
No,
Kosh, man.
just because I don't think just putting a Covert Cloak on Hat would have fixed all the things that went wrong for Kevin, because I think he also just kind of got outplayed by Akash this week. So which happens. Yeah. He outplayed me 2 weeks before that. Just happens.
Yo, is
That is true.
Akash Nugola first season champion?
We'll see, man.
Who maybe?
Yeah, look at his derivative. He's gone from he's getting really good really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Enamorous pickup and running like a defensive Enamorous with Draining Kiss was very cool. I really liked that. And Skeledirge, Sasla, you should have just picked up Skeledirge. That thing looks better than Crocolore, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it might be,
Bro, Croc's been going off.
might be a little bit Crocolore.
Coming every week.
But yeah, we'll talk about Akash in a second. But Kevin, I think like I guess the reason that I had him higher is I was looking at the other 2-win teams, which I think are Z and Soslo. And basically I was looking at who they had beaten. And Kevin was the only one that had beaten a 3-1 or higher team. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Who did Kevin beat?
me.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I should have beaten you anyway. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I still like Kevin's team. I do think the speed thing is a bit of an issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know bulky offense is how you like to play, but speed tiers are like very important for a reason, and I think you do have to get something between, you know, the 90 and 130 that you have, just so that like everything that's slower than 130 can just not run any speed against you.
You need like a 110 to 120 mon. Like a 115 would be perfect. I don't know what there is that's there, but like 110 to 115 would help so much. On
Yeah.
like a mon that's like actually good. That's
Yeah, because also like Jolteon, it's your fastest mon, and like Jolteon's like okay. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it's
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 like one
not-
of those things. I'm not like speed creeping Jolteon with like
yeah. No.
Does he still have Typhlosion or no? Did he drop that?
I think he's
I
still
think this is still his team.
I don't think he's
Okay.
making moves. Oh, he
Yeah.
did make one. What did he do?
Because like I feel like I haven't seen Typhlosion do anything this season.
Oh, he did. He dropped Typhlosion and Squawkabilly for Rotom Heat and Riolu.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I feel like the Garganacci thing really opened my eyes. This team gets crushed by a physical wall. Like if Garganacci runs train, does like
And
I don't know,
Scarlet.
flying type Avalog run train on this team?
Scarlet also wrecked him, so you can run Crocalora against him.
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, I think Wochien needs to come at some point. I don't think it's come yet. I like obviously without Terra, that thing's not. It has matchups that are really bad, but like
Also, some really good ones.
yeah, like I ran. And I know me and Matt have both run Zarude as like a wall before, and that thing is way less bulky than Wochien, and
Mhm.
like it didn't matter versus me, but I was certain it was coming and just walling the hell out of my Palafin, basically. So I think it has matchups where it's good, but yeah. All right. Number 6, Z, the Anaheim Licky Licky. We all agreed on it, actually. We all
Consensus. It's crazy.
6 best teams.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead, Bert.
No, go ahead. And as a note, he no longer has Grimmsnarl, no longer has Tadbulb, instead has he did like his first transactions of all time. What did he do?
It's
Clodsire.
Squirtle?
Clodsire and Cryo.
Clodsire. Yeah. So he picked up some more hazard removal besides Corviknight, which is nice. Like I don't hate his team. I think Ursaluna is really good. I still don't know why he didn't bring it against me. But I think like Z's game against Ben was really bad. I think game 1, Ben had 2 Pokemon out like the entire time and won the game. Like bringing Umbreon against a guy that like wants to set up and sweep you is just a terrible decision. Like Umbreon's just like not gonna like, especially with like Iron Hands, like you can't Thunder Wave it and like it resists foul play. So you're just like giving it like free Swords Dances, and then Iron Hands doesn't die to anything in one hit, so it's gonna kill whatever you switch in the next turn. Yeah, and then you can't really prepare for that Iron Tread set. Like that's just the
Right.
mad genius of Ben cooking that up. But I think being over reliant on a Pokemon like Umbreon is an issue because I mean I think it stinks, but obviously he's made it work in the past. But like Mons that just can be set up so easily by certain types that like resist Thunderwave. I don't know. I think really it was a poor team building effort this week.
No, he was messaging me. He messaged me like 20 minutes before the game. He was like, "Yeah, like I don't know what to do against Ben's team," and I think that was pretty obvious once it happened.
Mhm.
And he did have Trick Room, Meowscarada.
That was
Yeah,
not
I think that was good. I think there a chance for him to win game 2 if he trick roomed instead of flower tricking with Meowscarada at the end.
I was thinking the same thing, but no, unfortunately, he should have trick roomed. I don't know why he didn't. He would have been able to kill 3 Mons, but not
Trick-
all 4 of them.
I think he died that turn that he flower tricked, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Trick Room has -6 priority, so he would have just died.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
did not know Trick Room had negative priority.
It has the most negative priority of any move in the game.
Does it? I don't. Is that true, Bert?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Unless you quash something, I think. I don't know how quash works. Quash is a weird move, and it only matters in doubles. But yeah, Trick Room has like -6 to
Yeah, minus
Oh
7
wow. Yeah, it's
priority.
-7. I guess I've only ever seen slow mons use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why like Meowscarada, like Trick Room and U-turn, it actually does make sense. And if he got, I think if Ursaluna was in and burned, it killed something like every turn if he clicked the right move.
Yeah.
But it was hard to get it in, and Ben had charm on the Kilowattrel, which also made it hard to get in. So
Such a cool set.
no,
Ben,
I mean
Ben's super creative with his sets.
Ben prepped really well this week. I'll get to that number one spoilers, but
Ben was also the rollout Blastoise guy, is that right?
Yes.
oh yeah.
How does he think of these things?
Possibly the most famous set in the history of our league, rollout Blastoise with defense. It was like sub defense curl rollout shell smash or something.
Crazy.
Oh god, I was, yeah, I still can't believe that it worked and it was actually good. I thought for sure it was gonna suck. But yeah. Now in conclusion, I think Ben is like the worst possible person for Z out to play, because the way Ben plays, if Z like messes up one turn, he just gets set up on and sweeps immediately. It's like what Z normally does to people, but like he does the reverse. And the way Ben plays with just hyper offense, Z had to not bring Umbreon. I'm on the same page with you there. Umbreon did not come, but
We were saying the same thing going into the match this week. We were just like, Z likes when the game goes at his pace, but Ben dictates the pace.
right. And that's the thing, is like Z wants the game to be at least 50 turns, and Ben only wants it to be 50 turns if he's like dragon dancing 12 times at least in that game. But yeah. I will say Z's 2 losses are against Gola and Ben, which
But I also don't think his wins were
his wins were against Ian and James.
Yeah, if I had to do this again, I think I would put Z7 and Kevin 6, now that I think about it. But yeah.
I would do it exactly how I did it, which is Kevin 5th, Z 6th, and Soslow 7th.
Bert,
Yeah.
come on.
So
I could have won that game.
Dude, my reasoning is
What?
I don't know why Crocolore comes so much.
You just have a vendetta against Crocolore? Is that what's up?
So I literally
brought him 1 point mon to 4 straight games to every match.
2 points. It's 2 points.
I literally prepped for Crocolore because I was like, it's definitely coming. He's gonna switch it to Glade, and if I'm banded, I just 2-hit KO it, so it's fine. Yeah. And that's literally what I did.
Yeah.
I was like, if Palosande's not there, I can just click Sacred Sword every time, and it's fine.
Yeah, you knew I wasn't bringing Palossand. Like I'm not going to bring Palossand to one game this season, but I'm going to bring Crocolore to every game.
Palossand also was really bad against my team, to be fair. So it would have only been good against banded Glade.
The huge mistake I made in this game was bringing Crocolore instead of Slowking, or Braviary instead of Slowking.
Yes.
Or like, no, actually, I just made a bunch of stupid team building mistakes. And even with the team building mistakes, I think I should have won. Like if I got one thing right, which is either bring Slowking or run a slightly different Toxtricity set, I would have won the game, I think.
So game 1 on Glade, the Boom Burst, was that a roll to kill, or did it always live?
It
I
always
don't know.
Okay.
It always lived?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it do 97, and I was like, if that was a roll, then Salzer's going to be pissed, but
no, it never O-code. I made sure that my Glade could not get O-code by Specs Boom Burst or Scarf Boom Burst.
Okay.
I should have run it. If I ran it modest, do you think that would have killed?
If it was modest, it was a roll.
Okay. Because like I was thinking about, all right,
So
do I want to run
it was a roll in game, to be clear. When you were clicking it, I was like, this is a roll. It's like about a 50-50 roll. And then I lived and I was like, oh shit, but you were not modest, so it was not a roll.
Yeah. I was running it to outspeed Scarf the Scarf Braviary Hisui, which made it had to be the speed nature. But that was a mistake. And yeah, the Roaring Moon set was also really fucking stupid, and my Volcarona set was really fucking stupid.
I don't remember what you were.
Yeah, I don't think you played bad at all. I just think your team building could have been better this week.
It was really bad. Yeah. It was
I did game one, I did miss 2 Draco Meteors in a row.
It didn't really matter though, because I was gonna sack Lamore anyway.
Yeah, and I should have just been.
And you did get to say L twice.
I should have just those were honestly misplays, not clicking the 100% accurate move that did more damage. I don't know. Like, in my head, I was like, oh, Draco Meteor with adaptability. And I was like, wait a second. It's like, that's not how this shit works. I'm already Terran. I already have the adaptability for water. I should just fucking kill this thing. But
yeah.
I'm gonna grab a beer real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like. Go ahead, Ben.
I want to see AV Toxtricity at some point.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's actually a decent set. I when I had Toxtricity a couple of seasons ago, I kind of wanted to run AV a few times, but it never was powerful enough. But with Terra Normal, I feel like it actually can work. Very much about it, but I just think it's a cool set.
What's like a good matchup for AV Tox?
I don't know. Think about it. Especially if you're Terraing. I guess I hadn't thought about the fact that when you Terra, you lose all your cool resistances. So maybe not so much.
If you don't Terra, it really beats Kilowattrel really hard. If you're really scared of Kilowattrel, maybe Toxicity super fucks Kilowattrel.
Yeah, I think there's some cool sets that I haven't whipped out. I've been kind of underwhelmed with Moon still. I think I'm just gonna run it like Banded, and I think that's just like a simple move, or run it like Spadef defensive rest of the season.
Yeah, I think a band is like, I mean, I like Dark Dragon, like typing, it's really only like Fairy that like hurts it, and it gets like Ironhead and stuff. Like, I think that thing's attack is so high and its speed is like really good. Like, not many things can switch into Banded, Crunch or Outrage.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I will say,
go ahead, Bert.
Your Braviary, the Scarf Braviary was really cool. That thing was harder to deal with than I expected it to be. Luckily, Tinglu does get body press, which did, but I was running a very defensive Tinglu because I was scared of roaring. I was scared of D-Dance roaring. Like, if it didn't have. Oh yeah. Oh, now I remember what your Roaring Moon set was. Yeah, that set fucking sucked.
It was so stupid. It was so stupid. I built the Roaring Moon for the Tinglu because I knew you were going to run Tinglu defensive for the Roaring Moon. So I'm like, okay, given he's going to do this, how do I beat this Tinglu? So I built specifically to beat it, and I couldn't beat it because I forgot that it had body press. I assumed that you only had Earthquake, and thus I would like roost off and taunt through your like Earthquakes, and then D-Dance up to like 4x, and then win from there. But of course, I forgot about body press. I felt so fucking stupid when you kicked body press. You have no idea. this Pokemon is now useless. And the same thing went for Volcarona. Like, I had to sack Volcarona in our second game because I had nothing to switch into like Tinglu anymore. Like, Tinglu was going to take out 2-3 mons on my team regardless. And I knew it was coming, and I knew the set you were going to bring. So it's so stupid.
Game one, when you clicked Jaw Lock on Tinglu, I was pretty sure that the move locked us both in. I was like, wait, what the fuck did he just do? And I had to like look up, double check what the move did. And I was like, yeah, he's fucking trapped too. I'm just clicking body press.
What is this idiot doing? Like, yeah.
What the hell? So, yeah, like I will say, I think having a functional Roaring Moon set probably would have made this game a lot harder. But
yeah, I mean, because like the games were close in that like there was only one mon left, and then the second game like Glade was at 10 HP and then Palafin, but like Palafin like didn't really have to do anything either of the games at all, really, right?
Yeah.
Game one, Palafin didn't even like become big. Baby Palafin killed Crocolore at the end.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah, I thought I threw, honestly, when I realized, like, I was like, oh shit, I still have little Palafin. I don't even know if this thing's gonna be able to kill Crocolore, but thankfully it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In game 2, Palafin just like didn't come in very much.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that when we get to me, but I have major Palafin jealousy.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. Number 4, Akash. Definitely been very impressed with Akash so far.
Yep.
Now has Enamorous and something else.
Akash is him.
You know, I mean, I thought the like
Gastrodon. Yeah.
I thought the yeah, I mean, I definitely like his team better after the pickups. But yeah, I think he played really well against Kevin this week. I mean, like I Garganackle is like really, really hard to kill. You need to bring a special water or grass or fighting move, because physical, it's just not going to get killed by these stuff, even if it's super effective. And obviously you can't toxic it. So I think it's a mon that forces the other team to build or bring a specific mon to revenge kill it, and then you in turn know that they have to bring that, because if they don't, they just lose to one Pokemon. So I think Pokemon like that are really good to have, because it forces your opponent to bring a specific way to check or counter it. But yeah, I mean, I think Breloom's been really good. And I think, you know, you've only improving as a battler. Like, I think Bert, did you play in week 1? Was it week 1 or week 2?
Yeah,
or
it was week 1.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I obviously he's won all his games since then. I mean, we didn't get to see one of the matches. But no, I mean, I think he's on a great trajectory, and excited to keep watching.
And I will say week 1, and I know this is like super retrospect now, but I was like, oh, he's like new to the league. I'm just gonna kind of try to like clown on him with Revavroom, and Revavroom immediately got dicked both games, and like I almost lost game 1 because like Breloom is really good. But luckily he was his first draft, so his team still wasn't that good, and which he's fixed a lot of it now. So I'm glad that I got that game out of the way early, I guess is what I'm saying. I got to get it out week 1 before he scales.
It's
I'm
definitely
scared of
different than
Akash.
just playing Showdown like OU, because you can see what they're gonna bring, so you can like EV specifically or run specific sets. And I didn't like think about that at all. I was just thinking what's good generally, just everything max speed, max attack, Scarf. Don't need a EV defenses. Like this week specifically, I knew my Enamorous was gonna be a switch into Great Tusk, and so like a good chance he's gonna have Iron Head on. And I looked it up, like, oh, it does get Iron Head. And as soon as I saw the booster energy, I knew it wasn't like it was most likely, I mean, it's 2 stab, and then I'm like 90% sure he's running Iron Head. So I just got one over predict lucky. Like, I think he's gonna click Iron Head here, so I'm gonna stay in and stuff like that. I just really didn't think of stuff like that before. I think someone brought up a good point about Garganackle. He's just so good, and his weaknesses are covered really well by Gastrodon and Skeledirge. I think it's a great like defensive core. And then looking at his team, I knew Gastrodon was going to be a huge switch into Rotom Heat, and most likely it was going to go for tricks. So instead of going for like a recover or like some kind of like utility support set, I just went full special attack, mostly HP, and I think very little. I forget the exact defensive EVs. And so if he did trick me, I'll just whatever, it's fine. I'll just click stab, because Gastrodon stab is really good against all of his team, and even Ice Beam for Dragonite. So that's how I kind of like change it up, because normally I just bring defensive Gastrodon like every time if I'm just playing on Showdown. But for specifically his team, Gastrodon stab and Ice Beam is good against literally everything except hats. So just like that, and then Breloom's just solid. I think I ran Focus Sash this time. I just felt it was better, and I had a Rapid Spinner finally. I completely forgot everything doesn't get defog anymore. And then I've never used Enamorous. I had no idea what it does. I didn't even know this was a Pokemon until like 2 weeks ago. And I saw I got Contrary, so I'm like, F it, I just want to use Superpower once and just spam it. It didn't really work out, but I thought Enamorous was great against his physical threats. So I wanted to like run a little bit more speedy defensive with superpower spam. It didn't work out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I think Fairy Flying was just a good type addition to the team, so that's why I picked it up. Skeleturge is always good with Unaware. And then I knew it was probably going to be switching into Dragonites or staying in on Great Tusk and stuff like that. And so I opted for a Will-O-Wisp and then running Shuckaberry on it, just so I can live one Ground Stab or one Earthquake and get a burn off. I know it's 85%, so just pray and it hits. And then if you get one of those right, yeah. Yeah,
No.
but yeah, definitely adjusting to team building and like, okay, actually plan out some EVs and don't just run standard sets.
Yo, Akash is good logic. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty smart. I like the way
Yeah,
you're thinking.
No, yeah, hearing the thought process definitely makes me more worried for when I eventually have to play him. It seems like
Yeah.
he
He
actually
knows what's up.
very
Man.
much knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Makes me continue to be happy that I got it out of the way week 1. But yeah, no, I've been pretty impressed, and like hearing you talk on the power rankings each week about your team and stuff, it like makes it obvious that you are actually like thinking about stuff when you're doing it and not just like tossing random sets together. So yeah, no, I've liked it so far, like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, new Gola.
Yeah, for reference, Akash, the new Gola thing, Gola's first season in the league, he won the league. So that's the new Gola.
Yeah.
I wish I could do draft again. And then these low pointers are just maybe Spite Ops, but Dash Fun's kind of irrelevant now. Zangoose, I don't know, Swords Dance with like Toxic Boost, Quick Attack, but Mach Punch is just better on Breloom, so I don't really care about priority. I'm thinking just turning those into 1-pointers and upgrading like Espeon or Dash Fun or something.
Yeah, no, I think you've made your draft a lot better. I wish I could see the whole thing in front. I know it's like Fortress, Gastrodon, Enamorus, and Skeleturge now, but yeah, no, your team is definitely much scarier to deal with now than it was week 1. Just having a rapid spinner makes a big difference. Yeah. All right. Jumping to number 3. Yeah, so I put myself at 2 because you guys both had Gola at 2. I figure I'm playing him this week. Gotta put some self-confidence in there. And yeah. I mean, this week was, yeah, I'm doing the Saslo Gola back-to-back, so I keep thinking that Saslo played Mad this week, and then I'm like, who the hell did I play? But he played both of them. I'm really glad that I finally got rid of Braviary Yusui. That thing sucked. That was like the most disappointing Pokemon I've ever drafted. I thought it was going to be so good. It just wasn't. And I got rid of Slacking.
About time.
Yeah.
Do you still have Rubber Room on your team?
I had to drop the car also.
That was also a good move. Yeah, that one stunk.
Yeah. So I dropped the bird, the car, and the pig monkey, and picked up Zoroark, Hisui, Masquerain, Tinkatuff, and Lilligant.
I love the Lilligant pickup. I was eyeing that myself.
I was literally like, oh, it resists ground, and I got rid of Brady.
Oh no. I'm not I wasn't looking at Lilligant. I was looking at Sargina.
Oh, that's way better than Lilligant.
Yeah.
That thing's way better. But yeah. No, I'm excited to not have to fight like Rotom Wash, Rotom Mow, Pex. This, like, I think it's, yeah, this upcoming week against Goal. I think you don't have any. Oh no, you have fucking Slowbro. Never mind. Fuck that. But oh yeah, Salso, I was absolutely stunned you didn't bring Rocky Helmet Slowking. I was like 100% sure Rocky Helmet Slowking was coming for Palafin.
I wasn't super concerned about Palafin.
Fair. Palafin didn't really do anything, so
Yeah.
Drop it.
No, it's the threat of Palafin, you know.
The thing that's the most threatening on your team for me was Gallade. I thought you were gonna run a agility Gallade, agility Life Orb Gallade, and that would have just destroyed everything on my team.
I was going to until I realized that like if you switched in Crocolore on an agility, then you just burn me. So I
Yeah,
was like, oh, if I just do Banded Sacred Sword, then like it just kills it. And
yeah.
that was literally the entire logic, was it 2-hit Crocolore. I really wanted to run Agility Life Orb. I had that for a long time, but I was like trying, I just couldn't figure out a way to do
Get
that.
past
And
Croc.
well, like without getting up a fuck ton of hazards with Tinglu, which I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do, basically.
Yeah, I mean, like Bert said, I play him this week. It's a match of the week. Everyone, make sure you tune in when we decide to play. But yeah, I mean, I think Bert, the moves you made, so you dropped Bravery, Rever Room, and Slacking for like Masquerain, Lilligant, and
Inkatuff and Zoroark.
Tinkatuff and Zoroark. Yeah, so Tinkatuff, obviously don't love that pickup because it resists both of Chien-Pao's stabs, which is annoying. But I think
It
your
only
team
takes
definitely
from Banded Crunch.
yeah. But yeah, I like your team is definitely harder to prep for with the Braviary Asui, or Gone. Yeah, like Salza was saying, Gallade is so fucking scary, man. Like with the new ability, like it's just so much better than it was. Like having like all these moves with like 100+ base power with no actual drawbacks is fucking disgusting.
It's stupid.
And like I have Slowbro is like normally the best like Gallade option you can have, and then like a fucking Leaf Blade still just fucking two hit KOs it. It's like Jesus Christ, man. Like it's yeah, it no, I mean Glade's very, very hard. It's very good as a wall breaker. And then yeah, like Palafin's great too. But yeah, I mean, I think you've bounced back from the loss to Kevin. Obviously, like one of the games was very unlucky in terms of hacks, but still think like you got kind of sauced in one of the games.
Kevin super sauced me game 1. In game 2, it would have been like close. I think I would have barely won without the hacks. So, and I think I played about as well as I possibly could have, and I just got fucking outbuilt. Like Kevin was going to win that series. I was just salty.
Yeah. No, and yeah, I guess I don't really have much more to add. I mean, you played Sazlo this week. Like the games were close differential wise, but I don't really think you were in much danger of losing.
Game 1 I was. Game 2.
Yeah. I mean, knowing now that the boom burst was never a roll, it definitely makes me, think better of your performance in the match than I did before. I thought it was a roll.
Yeah. The coolest thing you did was that normal berry on Dragalge.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that in my life. That was a really cool team build.
I purposely have not been saying anything in any of the PRs about Chillenberry up until because I knew I faced you, so I was like, oh, I don't want to reveal that until after I played the Terra Normal Toxtricity. But yeah, Chillenberry, look into it if you're fighting a Terra Normal Mon. Really good.
I also had no idea that berry existed. That was a fucking unreal set.
How did you find that?
I found it like a while ago. I've just never used it, and the reason I found it is I was like trying to find something for like Facade Conkeldurr, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like, there's a type effectiveness berry for everything, but like, is there one for normal? Like, I don't know. And I just looked it up, and it was like, yeah, Chillenberry. It's just there. And I've thought about making like a weird team in OU with it for Terra Normal D Knight to deal with that, but didn't. So it was at the front of my mind going into the season. So I was like, and that was one of the big things why I didn't think Toxtricity was too OP to let Terra, is because that berry exists.
Oh, really? So if that berry didn't exist, you would have thought
I would have been more willing to bump it up out of Terra range.
I see. Interesting.
There's so many things that just revenge it, and you just put the berry on it, and it can't OHKO, and then it just dies.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I guess I have to keep an eye out for that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna start being a Chillenberry every week now.
It's gonna be so annoying. I might just drop Palisand at this point and then figure out a new I've had a lot of success with Tox. Tox has been great, but like with that in mind, it might be worse. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's still ridiculous. Like the Terra Normal Boom Burst through Chillenberry to a Dragalgi, which was still mostly Spadef, still was doing like 40. So it still does a lot. Like I still had to be conscious of my Dragalgi's health. So it's still very good. It's just not quite as good.
Mhm.
Uh,
What
and you have
else?
to run a fucking Chillenberry, which is it never actually procced. It was just why I knew that I hadn't lost. Like I was guaranteed win at the end. But yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that you did this week that I thought, or I like Ting Lu, the you picking up Zoroark Hisui is cool. I'm really interested to see how you're going to use that.
Me too.
Go, you're muted.
Oh fuck! I said I'm not interested to see how you use it. Don't bring it.
It's, I partially picked it up because I don't want anyone else to pick it up because I was watching like every time I'm watching one of the games with Zoroark or Zoroark Hisui in it, I get so fucking confused. I have no idea. Like there was one in like fucking like Gastrodon clicked Nasty Plot or some weird shit like that, and I was like, what the hell? I didn't know Gastrodon got Nasty Plot, and then it clicked Shadow Ball and just O-code everything, and I was like, what the fuck? How is it scarfed and Nasty Plot? I'm very confused.
That was like me week 1 when Ben had Strong Jaw and Crocodile, and I was like panicking. I'm like, how? What item does he have?
Yes. Scrolling through the team builder, is this legal? Is he cheating? Like, what's happening? Yeah,
I legitimately thought that for a second. I'm like, what is going on?
But yeah, so had to get my Achilles heel out of the way. I realized that I'm weak to Zoroark because my brain can't process it. So yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to our match this week. I guess since we're playing, we can just hop onto this. You played your match this week was mad.
Yeah, my match was mad, and he, built a team for half me, half Soslo. So, I don't think I had some relatively, I guess, easy wins this week, which was a great reprieve from my absolute gauntlet of a schedule the first 6 weeks. I've already played Ben and Soslo. I play Bert next week, and I play Clayton the week after. It's just if I can go 4-2 through that, I will be very happy. But yeah, I think my team with the updates, like I don't have Neuwerner, Crook, or Toxicroak anymore. Who is it? It's Flamigo. Flamigo is fucking incredible, by the way. That thing is so good. Like, especially with Scrappy, like close combat that doesn't get like ignored by anything. Like the only 2 types that resist it with are I guess it's Fairy, Psychic, and Bug, and then Flying. I mean, there's options against, but I feel like none of those types are like typically super defensive. And then like resisting both close combat and Brave Bird, like basically nothing does.
So you're not such a bug type into Flamigo usually.
Yeah. But I think like week 1 against Ben was bad, mainly game 1, week 1. But since then, I don't think I've dropped like a game in a set. I like my team a lot better now. And I think I'm realizing now that banded Chien Pao is pretty much always the better option as opposed to heavy duty boots.
I don't know. I have Ting Lu. I think you better be careful. I bring boots.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, my team's in a good spot right now. I really like Hisui and Gudra. That thing, like the typing is so good. Steel Dragon is just such good typing, and its move pool is ridiculous. It gets every type of coverage you could possibly imagine. I still want to try to find a week to run the acid armor body press set, but it's not going to be when I'm playing Sacred Sword Gallade. So you can get that out of the way now, Bert. I'm not bringing that set.
I will probably, if I bring Gallade, it will probably have Sacred Sword. I'll tell you that much for free. 135 or something power drawback move, pretty good.
I think Talonflame's been really good. It's been fun to use. Like just having like flame body on a mon like that fast is just so nice. Because you can run like you don't need to run speed like and you can still outspeed a lot of stuff. And then like you just basically roost up while waiting for burns. Like it's gonna happen eventually. Like, yeah, it's kind of a cheesy way to play, but like I think like the defensive core of like Slowbro and Talonflame and Gudra kind of covers a lot of weaknesses because like Slowbro can take pretty much any like physical hit. Gudra can take pretty much any special hit, and Talonflame just has like specific niche typing that like works really well against some mons. And then Donphan's also pretty bulky, and like I like having Donphan as opposed to Noivern because like I used to have 2 hazard removals, but they're both defog and they're both fast mons who like don't necessarily always want to run defog, where Donphan can pretty much always fit in rapid spin if you need it. Yeah, I think after week 1, my team needed a lot of work, but I've liked the additions that I've made, and so far so good.
Your team's good goal right now. The team you have is legit. The only question I have is like, what do you do with Gengar? Like, what's your plan with that? I feel like you have 15 points sitting there that aren't doing much yet. So,
I mean, Gengar I think was the best. I wanted something in that middle speed tier, and I wanted a special attacker with like because Gudra I'm not going to want to run it specs or like wall breaker every week. There's going to be weeks where I need to run it defensive and everything. So I think my team lacked some special attacking burst. And I think Gengar settles some niches. Like, yeah, obviously, like against Tinglu this week, it's not the best option. And like, I guess it really hasn't shown out for me yet. But like, it also having toxic spikes, it being a grounded poison type, like also just being fast and like having really high special attack. Like, I think it's a good mon. But I don't think I've necessarily like needed it to be great yet. I think there's some weeks where it'll shine, but I haven't really needed it yet.
So I'm really high on Gengar. And I've talked to Sam and Brian about this quite a bit, and Clayton. I think Gengar's really good. It's fast. Ghost Poison is really good. Stab. Sludge Bomb's an incredible move. 90 base power with 30% chance to poison is actually crazy. And it gets Will-O-Wisp. It gets Reflect type, which actually helps a lot against dark types.
Yeah.
It can run like Willow Hex. I don't know if it still gets Pain Split or not.
I think it does. Yeah, I was like thinking about, like, could I run that type of set to beat like a Tinglu? And then I'm like, oh, you have normal mons.
Body press. If you reflect type, I will body press you.
Body press, and then also like you have normal types, so I can't just run like Hex as my only attacking move.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, but it can do a lot more than just be a quick move, hit thing hard. Mon.
And when it needs to do that, it can do it pretty well. So
yeah, no, I think it's really good. But yeah, I will say the same thing that I said about Soslo's team. I think you brought Misdreavus twice.
I have.
It's worked one of those times. But
yeah. No, I mean I didn't want to bring it. I didn't want to bring it either time, but I think I against Z, it was definitely a mistake to bring. I should have just gone on the assumption that like if I let Ursaluna get in for free, it's going to kill me. So it's more just mitigating that risk. But you know,
it worked well against Z, honestly. Like I was surprised at how annoying it was.
Yeah. But yeah, I think my team has a good balance of everything right now. Like my first 2 mons, like Chen-Pao, like honestly hadn't done a ton until like I got like a nice like 4-kill game with it in like the Mad series, just because like I was able to like chip down his walls, and then I just at a certain point like I just click crunch on everything and it all died. But yeah, I think Chen-Pao like with band is definitely like probably like the option 1, whereas I was treating it as the option 2 early season. Because obviously like an ice type, like you don't like you want to have boots because like everyone knows that, you know, especially with the team where with Chen-Pao and Talonflame, like I am weak to rocks if I don't run boots. I obviously Talonflame, there's no real reason to not run boots. But yeah, I feel in a good spot with my team. Got a big test coming up this week though. So
I'm excited. I've like every time I've played you, I've had fun, even though we're like really even in like wins against each other, I think. But
I think all our matches have been very close with the exception of that one I think like season 4 match, you like absolutely sauced me, and then I changed my entire team.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one where you had Mammo Swine and my entire team like was like
Oh,
nothing
that was
predicted me.
bad.
And that one you also got really wrecked by.
Hydreigon.
That was the season Hydreigon. Just every time I brought Hydreigon against you, it just swept you.
Yeah.
Belch set was gross too.
but yeah. All right. We'll get to the long awaited. I know Ben's been hanging around for us, so we'll get to
Yeah,
this.
so Ben's number 1. Great power rankings,
Yep,
everyone.
Yeah. Fuck Ben's team, man.
It's Ben has so there's a player that he I don't know if you guys have been following so Pokieaim and MV are in a draft league right now. It's like their first one in a long time. So I've been watching a lot of those games, and there's a player in it called Amel, who I'm in a couple discords with, and he brings shit like Sub Protect, Rocky Helmet, Ice Cube, and like Resto Chesto D Knight with like only 2 attacks and no roost, and like just really weird shit. And you're just like, if you look at it out of context, you're like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. This makes no sense. This is garbage. And then like it always works. And that's been so far.
No, I mean, I've been really impressed with Ben this season. Like none of his games have been close.
No,
Like his differential, I think, is
yeah.
plus 32 through 4 games. Like that's like what 8+8 every single week. That's nuts. That's absolutely incredible.
yeah, this is definitely up there with highest differentials we've had at 4 weeks ever. Like this is crazy.
No, I mean, I think the team's really good. Like, I know he's disappointed in Iron Treads. Like, yeah, I mean, it's 17 points. Like, it's a lot to stomach that, like, it's not really that good at actually killing things. But, like, it's a great support mon with great typing. Like, Scissor's been good. I think he's really done so well with Quake Waveball, and he hasn't even really used it, like, as a sweeping set yet. Or maybe has 1 week. But, like, he's finding a lot of success with, like, the defensive rapid spin, roost, taunt. Like, just, like, you're not going to kill me with your little, like, wall that can't actually hit me hard. I think that's been a good set. Like Iron Hands is very hard to switch into. It's kind of similar to like Ursaluna. Like there's just real no good options. It made me bring fucking Misdreavus, you know. So when you have mons like that they're really good. And I think like the fact that like he can run rain, but he doesn't need to at all is like very good. I think Iron Jugulus has been good for him. I think that thing's been better in draft league than it is like just regular. But
the MVP of his team, in my opinion, is Kilowattrel. Like he's doing some really that's his version of Talonflame. He's doing a lot of good stuff with it. It's just like worse Zapdos, or it could be better Zapdos, depending on how you look at it.
There's fast small flying types, dude. I love them. Talonflame, Kilowattrel, Crobat. They all
Noivern.
do cool stuff. Yeah, Noivern. Yeah,
I love Talonflame is so fun to use this gen.
Yeah.
But Kilowattrel is definitely worse Zapdos. I don't know in what way. I guess it's technically faster. I think like every single one of its other stats is significantly worse, but
he gets electric trained.
Kilowattrel is the Zapdos to Flamigo Zapdos Galar.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
It's funny because I almost dropped Kilowattrel this week. I actually don't think it's been very good. I mean, I used it as like a terrain setter last week, but in general, I don't think I've actually hit any Pokemon with an attack from it yet.
I was gonna say if I had to pick an MVP for you so far, it'd be Iron Hands, but I'm really biased because I just love that Pokemon.
Yeah, the only Pokemon I've brought every week is Treads. Actually, funny enough.
Yeah,
it does its job and it does it well. It's like it's nothing flashy. Well, this past week I guess it was, but usually it's not flashy. It's gonna come. It's gonna do its thing, and
also like the fact it's very underrated with Ben's team that his first 3 mons are all good mons with access to hazard removal. So none of them actually has to run it any week. Like he can fill the niche with like there's 3 best Pokemon and they all get hazard removal. So one of them, like he's not forcing it to come every week, you know, like there's some weeks where I like Talonflame and Donphan are low enough on my roster where I'm like, there's some matchups where like both of them probably wouldn't be great. But like I have to bring one of them because I'm not just gonna not bring hazard removal. Especially this gen when hazards are so much better.
Yep.
I thought it was funny how Ben would constantly complain about not being able to sweep with Iron Treads. And then of course he finds the set in order to sweep with Iron Treads. If he hit like one Thunder, then it was like GG Luigi.
Or did crit in game 2.
That
Yeah,
was so
crit,
painful. That foul play crit through +6 defense. Oh my god. That was so bad.
Yeah. But real quick, touching on the hazard removal. I love that you have 3 flying types and none of them get defog. And none of them are your hazard removal.
There it is, yeah.
But yeah. I still like when I look at this team, I don't understand like how it works. Something about this, it just like doesn't click with me, but it does. So
I do think it's kind of random. I think I've had good matchups, like something like Quag, for example. I played it this week, and it just kind of beats my whole team. I actually think even unaware Quag might be better than Water Absorb. I'm not really sure. He could run either one, and either one was very good against me.
I think a Trailblaze from Scissor will probably do a little bit more than one from Pachirisu, though.
That's true. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't think there until you at least drop a single game. At least there's not much question as to who's top of our division for the moment. So
Bert, when do you two play?
last week.
But I've got Sazla, I've got Sam.
I was gonna assume you probably played Sam as well.
Yeah.
So
I've got Akash, obviously.
I'm looking forward to hopefully me and Ben have already locked up number 1 and number 2, so we can just say we're going to be on opposite sides of our bracket. Whoever wins doesn't matter, and just agree to bring goofy shit week 9.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
Deal.
I'm gonna win out this season. I'm gonna beat Pottery. You know, like when Michael Vick was essentially unstoppable for the Eagles. There was that like 5-week run where they were scoring like 50 points a week and no one could figure out how to stop it. And then one defense figured out that all you had to do was blitz him from the left. And then like he couldn't do anything about it. Someone's gonna figure that out with Pottery. And then all of his bag of tricks are gonna be gone. But until that point, he's gonna beat us all 50-0.
The bold prediction from Sazlin.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the one who figured it out.
I love that I got to play in week 1 before any of the bag of tricks were figured out.
I'll tell you what the trick is. It's hazards.
Yeah, hazards are rough for you.
Yeah, but like I said, so many great fucking removal options.
I know, but I just hate them. I hate hazards. They just throw my whole game off.
Because you have to spend a move not clicking a setup move or a killing.
Exactly. I never want to click rapid spin.
Running rapid spin on Quavel and running defog on Scissor feels fucking awful this gen too.
Yeah.
But especially because Quavel gets Aqua Step, which is just if there's no hazards up, it's just way better rapid spin. So yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's the rankings for this week. Quick tally. Scarlet versus Violet, 4-0. It's what's the match this week? Who do we all have to rally around this week?
Yeah, who does Brett have to play for?
It's a good one. I can't remember who it is. It's a good match though, I think.
It is.
No one here.
No, it's
So
it's Kevin versus Clayton.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Wow.
We got this. We got this.
How you lift? We got
Clayton's rattled from the talk loss.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. That was so funny.
That was the most elite game ever. When Talk hit that ice spinner on Neuvern, I literally popped off.
That was so funny. Dude, like usually when Clayton gets doesn't do well game 1 and then like comes back and wins a really close game 2, he like fucks whoever he's playing up game 3. Like it's like not close. So I honestly thought Talk was fucked. And then
Game 3 Talk, the legend has returned.
Oh dude, he clicked ice spinner and I was like, dude, if Clayton goes Neuvern here and Talk calls it out, that's GG's. Like the game's just over. And then it happened. I also
like Sazlo trolling like in chat afterwards. Like Clayton's like, that's so fucking lucky. So you're like, it didn't even matter.
I might when I get to Boston, I want to say hi to Clayton. Because we have internet beef, but I feel like we'd be boys. So
we get along really well. Dude, Clayton talks a lot of shit too. So it's but yeah, no, so we have to rally around
There's some good matchups this week. Should
Yeah.
be.
Yes. What? Soslo Z. That
Oh,
if Z
Sounds
plays
like-
well, that could be a banger, and if Soslo plays well, that could be a banger.
I'll win that, so I'm not too concerned.
Sam James, that's pretty good. Oh, Matt Andrew,
Wait, didn't Sam just play today?
that was his week 4.
Okay.
It got delayed. Yeah, I haven't put that into the doc yet, but yeah. So this is what the overall rankings look like. Let's go, Kevin. Sending Kevin all my energy. B Clayton. We gotta keep this rolling as long as possible.
Bert, you stick yourself at second. Pretty sure you were third.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, dude, sorry.
Third.
Next week's rankings.
I fucked up another one.
Next week's rankings.
No way. Bert is out.
Dude, you know
Bert
what
lost
it was?
all authority.
You know what it was? It's because I was making these and Soslo hadn't sent me his rankings yet. So at that point, me and Gola were tied. So I had T2, and then I was going through like changing it really fast after I got home from dinner and didn't actually shift it around.
Wow. Classic Bert blaming it on me for fucking up. Bert is out. Bert is lost all credibility. Soslo and Gola now run the power ranks.
Once I beat Gola this week, you guys will see that these are the right rankings the whole time, and it'll be fun.
Okay, that's fair. Should we run I think I have my money on Gola to win that game, but
Okay,
we'll see.
it's been a while since Gola beat me.
It has. Yeah.
One whole season, one entire season.
Gola's got a chip on his shoulder.
Honestly, that's a real thing, dude. After Gola fucking fleeced me in the playoffs twice the first season, I was not gonna let that happen again.
That was definitely my pokey peak. I want to see if I can get back.
Dude, those 2 seasons were the peak for both of us. We're both washed up now.
Gotta make way for the young guns like the
Although you
Akash.
took a game for me in the playoffs, and I think that was the only game I lost.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
What
true.
what people don't realize is that they think me versus Gola is really big this week, but it's really like if Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers played right now. That's like we're not actually suck ass.
Ratings is really great though.
Yeah, for sure.
So washed up. You gotta make the Shoops, the Potteries, the Akashas of the world. That's the next gen.
Dude, Matt.
Shoop is the Mahomes.
That's already here.
of
He
the
won
league.
last season.
Yeah, Matt's rising. Matt
Yeah.
is Mahomes won the
Mahomes.
championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's
Akash's hurts.
guard.
I don't know if I give him hurts yet. I don't know. Maybe like first season hurts, or you don't know if he's good yet.
It's exciting to watch though, because I remember when we started this league, I was like pretty confident that I was always gonna be top 3 every time. And now it's like every week, I'm like, oh, I could lose this week. It's like kind of hard. So it's a lot more fun now.
There's not many free wins.
Everybody else got better, and I didn't get as better. So, and then new people joining, and they're really
I
good.
find myself just making like stupid battling mistakes that I just like feel like I won like a while ago.
You got to get back in the zone.
Oh.
Gola's lost his
I
scrap.
got to get back on the randoms ladder. That's what it was. I fell all the way off to like 1900.
Oh, only
Oh,
1900.
1900? Bruh.
Wow.
I was at like
Bruh.
fucking 2200.
God damn it, Gola.
Yeah.
Gola fell off. He doesn't have the twitch of the 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
He
We're
lost
too
his
old
flex.
now. The Zoomers are taking over.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I played some guy in randoms who was just like definitely like 14, but also was just so in my head with the shit talk.
No, Gola, you can't let that happen.
Dude, he made fun of me for like I kept switching out like on like his bonds to like take hits, and then he's like, "You thought by like fucking switching you would win the game," and he like got like some setup move off with like some line I didn't know he had because it's randoms, and then it's just like cheating all over me. Then he's like messaging me like outside of the game, and I was also
Wow.
being petty, and I would let the timer go down to 1 second every time, then click my move because I knew I lost.
Nice. You got rattled.
He's like, oh, not gonna fucking lose gracefully. Fuck that shit. Going scorched earth. Yeah.
Cool. It used to be the.
I wanted
full
to post the
chat.
replay, but I'm like, I don't want the league to see me in this state. Just kidding.
Dude, the real dick move is if you know you're gonna win and you start taking till 1 second every time, and then trying to get them to just forfeit.
I think that this guy was a close second worst opponent I played to the one guy who would predict my move in the chat every time. So wait till the timer went down to like 10 seconds every turn. It was awful.
That's pretty funny. But yeah. All right. Well, we'll stop rambling here. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope people stick around. That was some good content after we finished the rankings. So I hope when you're watching it that you get to this point.
Should we put an Easter egg in at the end of the episode? I haven't stopped recording. What would be a good Easter egg? Comment.
I'm at the
Lola-
score of
Lola-
Bert and Jack's match this weekend.
What's up?
The comment the score of Bert and Jack's match this weekend.
Yeah. Comment that if you made it this far.
Yeah. That's good.
How many kills will Tinka Tough have?
Yeah, you better bring Tinkaton because then we can have the showdown. I honestly, here's the Easter egg. I picked up Tinkatuff as an Espathra answer. I'll let everybody think about that one.
Ooh, and what?
Yeah. So I'll let that one marinate for everybody.
Does it have? Let's look it up.
Alright.
I don't want Saucelo to reveal it on stream. So
I'm gonna figure it out. Does Mold Breaker do anything with speed boost?
Mold Breaker? No.
Yeah. Okay.
But
All right. I'll see you guys. Peace.
all right, see you guys.